Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and today's video is going to be on Bitcoin, ETH, and DOT as per request. It will be from an Elliott Wave perspective that I will try to make as simple as possible for those of you that don't understand Elliott Wave. If you have ever been interested in becoming an independent trader, where you will know the bull and the bear scenario and when one count is invalidated over the other, think about joining our Discord. Think about taking our Masterclass. It is well worth it. You can still get the deal on my website, which is in the link below. Take the time to hit the like, subscribe. Don't forget about my video giveaway. When I reach 1K subscribers, I'm going to be giving away my time to 3 winners. Okay. So let's get to it. We are on the weekly time frame of Bitcoin. In my prior videos, I go over the RSI here. As you can see, we are still trying to hold the 40 mark. We haven't broken it yet. That's where we were sitting right here in the prior bull run, was right at the 40 mark. We had several attempts, rallies, relief rallies as you can call them. The market had a chance to pull us out of it, but it wasn't able to. And every time that it made these relief rallies, it needed a partner to the downside. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go back a couple videos. I go into great detail about how this failed here. So we really would like to hold the 40 here, because as you can see, when we broke it, we had this huge rollover. Going down to the daily. We held the support so far. In my last video, I talked about holding 30K to 28K. This support right here, the bottom of this prior fourth wave, would be what we would really need to do, okay? But let's talk about what this is. We had, or still have pretty much, this bullish divergence. And that's what's giving us the potential for a pop to the upside right now. Okay. So the way that I see this, and I'm going to go back out a little bit here, is we want this to be a 1, a 2, all of this to be a 3, 4, and then we want that big fifth to the upside. I spoke about in my prior videos that 4 cannot come into 1. Now, the deeper it comes, yes, the harder it is going to be for the market to pull us out of it. But as long as we don't come into wave 1, there's no invalidation rule breaker here. We can come on down to here. We stay out of 1. There's no rule broken here. But if we do hit 1, then this being a wave 4 comes off the table. Let's talk a little bit about time. If we're correcting for a fourth wave, and this is a wave 1 and this is a wave 2, right around August 23rd is when this fourth wave really should end. the 1.33 in time. If this is the fourth wave that is matching up with this wave 1, wave 2. When we pull a fib extension on it, as you can see, we came right up into the 1.618, which is right where a third wave would hit. So it's logical to say that this is a 1, a 2, a 3. 4 is not done if it is a wave 4, and we do have the potential for a wave 5 to the upside. If it's correcting, if this is a 4 that is correcting this wave 1, which I'm not leaning that way, we're still not quite there. We still have till July 26th. So I don't see this being over yet. Regardless of which wave, whether it's the one that matches this wave 1 or the one that matches this wave 1, it's not been long enough in time yet. Okay, so let's go down to lower time frame here and talk about how I see this. I see this as an ending diagonal. I do not see it as some Elliottians are pulling it like this, that this is an A, this is a B, and all of this was a C. I'm not seeing it that way. Now, could I be incorrect? Of course. I could be incorrect, but that's not the way I'm looking at it. I am looking at it as this was an ending diagonal fifth. And this right here is the top of the third. And we're looking for a fourth. Now, in my prior video, I talked about two scenarios. That if we came down in a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, that I would be looking at this as a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And we have a saying in our group, what starts with 5 ends with 5. So right here, and we had two scenarios. One was this scenario, that we were going to complete a 5-wave move. And the other scenario was that we were going to potentially make a B wave here and pop to the upside. So let's get into detail about which one I think is happening. Because we did come down, just barely broke this low. And I'm kind of leaning towards a certain bias here. Okay. So this was a pretty scary dump that happened here. So there's two scenarios, possibly 3, that could be going on right here. Let's talk about the first one. First one is that this is a 1, a 2, this was 3, this was 4, and this was an ending diagonal fifth that didn't exactly truncate, but yes, it truncated, because usually a fifth will come down deeper. But when you pull a fib extension on it, it actually hit right on the 2.236 where a fifth wave should. So this is a potential that this was the end of the fifth. So if this is the end of the fifth, we would expect a relief rally back up. How high, I can't say, for a B wave. I'm leaning that this would be an A, if we're going to keep the idea of the wave 4. The higher this B wave goes, the better. Because, like I said, what starts with 5 ends with 5. So the higher the B, the better, because when we attach the other 5 to it, the higher this other 5 will be. In best case scenario, we make a higher low, and this would be actually a bullish correction with the higher low, and then the market would have a potential to take us up there for our fifth wave. So this is one option. Let's talk about the other. Okay. The other option is this is not an ending diagonal, because I can make 3 waves out of this. The other scenario that I talked about in my prior video is that we would, if we came down in 3 waves here, which I can make 3 waves out of it, that it would hit the expanded B pocket and that we would get a C wave to the upside. So basically, this is all A, this is B, and we would expect a C to the upside. Now let's talk about, if this is the count, how high can it go? And what to look out for. First place you're going to want to look out for is this 618. The 618 is where a C wave can truncate if we're very bearish. If we make it past the 618, the next place would be the 1-to-1. And as you can see, we have resistance there. If we make it up and above this resistance, then I will be looking at these upper targets, all the way up to the 1.618. But after this rally is done, which I'm more leaning that it probably won't get past this resistance, I'm still going to be looking at this as a 1, a 2, this is 3, this would be 4, and this would still need a 5. So that's another scenario. So let's talk about what else could be going on here. That's pretty much the 2 scenarios. I'm not seeing anything else that could be happening. So let's recap. It's either a 1, a 2, a 3, 4 is done, and this was a 5th wave expanding diagonal. But remember, what starts with 5 has to end with 5. So we will rally here. How high, I can't say. But the higher, the better. So that the other 5 that needs to be attached will be higher. Or, this is not an ending, expanding diagonal 5th. This is actually a B wave. And this is the way I'm kind of leaning. And we're going to get now a C wave to the upside. They could truncate at the 618 or go higher to the 1-to-1. I'm more leaning that it won't get past the 1-to-1. And then at that point, we're going to need our 5th to the downside. They could potentially break this and go on down there to those lower targets that everybody's talking about. Okay? So that is pretty much the scenario going on with Bitcoin. Let's look on the lower time frame here and see if we can tell what is going on. Go down to the 15-minute. Okay, so we do have the start of a 5-wave move out of here. This is an awfully big one if we're going to look at it that way. But I think actually the one is down in here somewhere. It was so fast we couldn't see it. So it's something like 1, 2, all of this is 3, 4, and 5. But if you wanted to label it like this, that was like we had a big wave 1, it's not actually invalid because 3 is not our shortest wave. Okay? If you wanted to label it like this, there's nothing wrong with that. But we do have 5 waves here. So what's our saying? What starts with 5 ends with 5. So what are we looking for right now? We're looking for a pullback and the other 5 waves. So we're looking to potentially come down into the 382. Really don't want to see it come down past that, because if it does, we're going to be breaking this little bit of support we have in here. All this price action in here. Okay. I'd really like to see it stay up in this area. Right up in here. So 382, I would say. If it comes deeper, it's not the end of the world, but I don't really want it to. Complete 100% invalidation is, of course, at this low, where the yellow line is. But the deeper it comes, especially if it comes past the 618, the less likely this is going to take us to the upside. So we have 2 things that can happen here if we're going to the upside. We're either going to go up in an A, a B, and a C, which the only thing this would change would be the labeling. It would just turn it into WXY. Okay? Or we're going to make a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave. This is the bullish scenario. Bearish scenario is that it doesn't give us the upside move. And it just rolls over here, basically. The same thing that it did when we were looking at this move, potentially taking us up to the upside. We had the chance of this coming back down to the 382 right here. It gave us a little bounce, and then it just pooped the bed. Okay, the same thing can happen here. If we don't have the buyers, just because we have a 5-wave move doesn't mean that we, have to get the other 5. I could be looking at this wrong, and it's actually a 3-wave move. So that's the importance of stops. And the complete invalidation is this low right here. Okay, let's move on over to ETH. ETH on the weekly time frame. I would have liked to have seen it hold 50. It's cracking it to the downside. And this run here, when we corrected back, we came right into the top of the prior 4th wave. It tried to rally and take us out of here, and it couldn't do it. When it had a failed relief rally, we'll call it, is when it needed a partner for this to the downside. Well, at that time, when we came down into the prior 4th, we were holding the 50. No, I'm sorry, it's over here. We were holding the 50 and we broke it. Actually, we came down all the way to the 40. Yes, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry. Okay, I got little coon off key there. My last video, I was talking about this right here, and really what I wanted to talk about was this. So when we came down, and we came down into the prior top of the prior 4th wave, we came down to the 40. Same way here that we're almost, that we're headed for the 40. We had a relief rally that didn't take us out of here, and then we eventually rolled over. Here, what we want to happen if this is going to come on down is that relief rally to take us out of here, or high like the B wave that I want in Bitcoin. So let's talk about ETH's count here. Let's go daily. Okay. ETH's count is a little different, but still has the same options. This here coming down can be argued about whether it's 5 waves or it's 3 waves, okay? But the same options are on the table. Right here, I talked about this being a 3-wave potential move. So we have the same exact options. That this is an A or W. This is a B or an X. And we're going to get that pop to the upside for a C or a Y. How high it will come, I can't say. But what do we watch out for? First thing we watch out for is the 618 right above this resistance, and I may have this resistance a little inaccurate. which is at 2258. And I apologize if I didn't say that on Bitcoin. I've been meaning to put the prices in there for you, those of you that are watching it on mobile. If we make it past 2,258, the next target will be 2689. If we make it past 2689 and past this resistance and the daily 50, then we're looking at this corrective pocket that is right around the 3,000 to 3,200 area. But what this will actually be is an A, a B, or a C, and then we will need an A, B, and a C to the downside. It will need a connector. So the higher this C goes, the better. So this B wave can be higher, giving this C wave the potential to be higher and create a higher low. This is what we want to see. Now, can we completely roll over here? There's always that potential. There's always the potential that this is not done and it, you know, the buyers aren't here and this just rolls over and keeps going. That potential is always on the table. So complete invalidation, because on the lower time frame with ETH, we have the same exact setup. Complete invalidation is this line right here. We come beneath, it's complete invalidation. And the lower and lower this goes, the less likely we are to get another move to the upside. But the potential is there the exact same way as Bitcoin for this to give us a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, or this is all an A wave. It's going to give us a B, and we're going to get a C. Okay, let's move over to DOT. DOT on the daily. DOT and all of the altcoins, most of them, are going to do what Bitcoin's going to do. This looks to me a lot like ETH. So it has the same exact potential. Right here in the middle, we could do an A, a B, and a C. How high this goes, the higher it goes, the better. Because we're going to need this wave to the downside. And the higher this B goes, the higher this C goes, and we have the option of creating that higher low. Now, breaking this trend line to the upside is going to give you more confirmation that this is going and giving us that Y or that C. But either way, I don't see this as being done, just like Bitcoin and ETH. And actually, I didn't pull the fib time zone on ETH, but it's the exact same thing. If this is a 1 and a 2, this fourth wave is out here, where it would normally end. And it wouldn't end going to the upside hitting this. It would end coming to the downside hitting this. So either we get a little pop up and then it comes down, comes right around into this area, or this, you know, could not be a fourth wave. And this, you know, I haven't said this, But there is always the potential that this bull run is over. So same scenario here. Same scenario. We can get the A, the B, the C to the upside, which then would need this connector to the downside and hopefully potentially make the higher low. Or this wave coming down is not completely over and we're going to get a rollover. Now, just like in Bitcoin and ETH, this expanded B pocket is lower. This can come on down and still be an expanded B. But I kind of wouldn't be leaning that way if it rolled over again. If we roll over again, say this doesn't give us anything to the upside, which I really don't think that's the case, but say it doesn't. I'm just going to be looking at this as this fifth wave to the downside is not complete, and we're just going to continue making it. And then at that point, we'll need the relief rally as high as we can go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I made it simple. Let me know in the comments. If there's anything that I need to change, like one was saying the numbers out loud. Sorry, I didn't do that in Bitcoin. Put it in the comments. I always want to know what I can do to make this better for my subscribers. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.